I have a story I like to share. This is a patient who I treated after her abdominal surgery. So after surgery, the scar area felt very numb and very tight. And so during the session with me, she suddenly felt very warm and also the warm sensation spreading across her abdomen. And then over time, as the sessions begin to like have, 3 to 4 sessions down the road, the scar tissues begin to soften and the numbness decrease, and then she has less bloating and less like the food being like held for too long in the body, so her digestion improve. So this is an example of how qi and blood circulating returning to the tissue that had been disrupted. Especially for women, when we have a period pain or when a period comes that cause a lot of bloating, it's always some sort of a stagnation around the area. And what we can do to help this the lower abdomen to be more to move the qi less painful or less like bloating is to have less stagnation. Either putting a warm pad over the abdomen and massaging it with oil, and then stay away from any cold food, any overnight food, because overnight food causes histamine in the body, and histamine causes bloating. And so these are some ways that we can help the lower Dan Tian to be always in that warmth and circulation mode. I always call the lower Dan Tian in terms of like common terms is the oven. It's the oven where in the kitchen oven. So in the oven, when you cook something or you put you're baking muffins, you have to set it to 350 degrees to bake it. So if the oven is 200 degrees, 150, which is the common case nowadays because we just throw the oven with a lot of cold water and overnight foods and processed foods. So the temperature becomes less hot and less warm. So digestion gets affected and less efficient. So just like an oven, this lower dantian has to stay within that range of warmness. So like an oven 350, so keep it that way for anything to come in, anything to digest, and also for your productive health, especially like period issue.